So, welcome back, everybody, to the Success Partner Podcast. I am Daya Naef. I am your host. And today we have with us Elisa Ellis. She is the Turnkey Stylist, and she's also an author and an online course creator. So, I'm absolutely delighted to have her today. Um, so, Elisa, will you just give us an introduction of yourself and where you are in the world?
Sure, absolutely. I am in Dallas, Texas. I moved here about 3 years ago. I'm a SoCal native and I'm a wardrobe stylist and I work one-on-one with clients and I also work with corporations who have team members that are struggling with showing up appropriately. And so I try and educate and provide resources and help people understand that what you wear and how you show up is connected to your productivity, sales, and collaboration.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah,
Yeah.
could you give us a little story on that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I think that what you wear and how you show up, it affects not only how you feel about yourself, and it also affects how other people perceive you, react to you. There's actual research that shows that what you wear can affect your sales and your productivity, as well as whether or not you have confidence to tackle the tasks that are at hand. I've seen it firsthand with clients. I had a client that moved from, let's say, the floor to a C-suite position. They did not have the clothes, so we put together some outfits for them for the board meeting, and I did a debrief with them. Day one was great, day two not so great, and day three was great. And so as I walked the client through what happened and what they were comfortable with, not comfortable with, they said that they noticed that on day two, they did not lead, they didn't collaborate, they didn't raise their hand, they didn't participate in discussions. And so I said, what happened? Well, I brought this comfy piece from home. I'm like, okay, that was not on the list. And they agreed. And what they realized was, part of what I do is I help people step into the next version of themselves, right? We're all evolving and changing, and your clothes have a lot to do with that. So the clothes that we picked out were for this new position the person was stepping into. And yet their comfort was, well, let me go back and bring this almost like a comfy blanket or a stuffed animal from when you're a kid, right? That's how I kind of relate it. I know it sounds silly, but it's this piece of who you were. So you bring that with you, and the client could instantly recognize that by going back, it affected how they were showing up, how they were leading, how they were collaborating. And that's why I think when you find pieces that help you show up authentically on brand and with confidence, it can be the game changer in your business that helps propel you to that next level. It could be the difference between where you're at and where you want to go.
Oh, wow. I so feel for that person. Oh my gosh, when you said bringing your stuffed animal to work, or that
Right.
was the image I thought, I was
Right.
like, oh no.
Right. Well, because it's scary. I mean, look, you're doing something new, right? You've started this podcast, and starting and doing new things can be really overwhelming and scary. And sometimes you just need that extra oomph. And I liken it to, I don't know if you have a power suit or a power outfit.
Mhm.
If you have something you put on and you just know you put it on, you're going to feel fantastic, right? And so that's what happens. There are clothes have this power where you put them on and you stand a little taller, the space between your neck and your ears grows, and you take up more space. And it's a magical thing that happens, and sometimes you need that extra oomph of confidence to help you get over that whatever it is you're stepping into, right? And our clothes play a big piece in that, and how we grow and evolve and change and try new things or not.
Oh, I love that. When you said that, I changed my posture quite instinctively.
Yeah. I mean, it really does. After working with clients for years, when they put something on they're not comfortable in, they do this, what I call the futz dance. They were trying to make it work, and we make ourselves small because it's not comfortable, versus when you put something on you feel really good in, you stand taller, you feel better. And so that just conveys into all that we do.
Yeah. What got you into this?
You know what? It was a fluke. I used to be an event planner. I had to change due to a life change. I changed jobs and I started selling um, jewelry. It was a, MLM type jewelry company. But what happened was I was helping my clients who were coaches and speakers wear their jewelry with regular, instead of just on stage, they wanted to know how to wear their pieces in their everyday life. So I would help them with that. And then I had a lot of friends going through 20 plus year divorces and they had to go back to work and they didn't know what business professional or business casual was. So I'd help them put together 2 weeks worth of outfits, create a capsule wardrobe, and they had to do it on a budget because they didn't necessarily have the funds to go spend a lot of money. So I started doing that. And after a couple of years, I wasn't charging anybody. And my girlfriend said, you just need to start this business and do this. And I was like, okay. So I started with closet edits and helping people let go of things because I really believe that you have to let go of what's not working for you in order to step into the new. And business is the same, right? You have to assess every year and figure out what's working and what's not, and then try new things, pivot. And then the pandemic hit and people were coming to me because they really wanted to be something new, right? A lot of people left corporate, went into entrepreneurship, or vice versa. They left entrepreneurship, went to corporate, and they had to reinvent themselves and figure out what that looked like. And your style has a lot to do with that. Our lives shifted. Some people went to work 5 days a week, and some people are now working from home 5 days a week. And the clothes that you wear change sometimes with those life changes. And so I started doing that. And then I had corporations and businesses and solopreneurs and other people who were part of teams saying, I'm really struggling because people are coming in and I'm not dressed for my success or my team's not dressed for success. How do I can you talk to us about that? Like what, and sure, I can do that. And so it just kind of kept evolving and pivoting and changing. And now I have different facets of my business that I work one-on-one with clients or with businesses.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, how do people usually like find you to work for you, work with you?
Typically, it's all referral based. I have some people find me because I speak. Some
Mhm.
people find me because they've referred me. I do a lot of networking, and it could be social media. I have people who follow me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, a lot of different ways.
Yeah, wonderful. What's your favorite speaking topic?
My favorite speaking topic is really the power of style.
Okay.
I love to empower and enlighten people and help them realize that their clothes can really be a game changer, whether you're an entrepreneur or a stay at home mom or you work in a corporation. There's this switch that turns on when you go from wearing your joggers or pajamas or whatever your athleisure wear is, because that's very common in certain places of the country,
Mhm.
of the world. But there's a switch where you put on real clothes and suddenly your brain and your body and your mind, they just know, okay, this is a different mode. And so often when I'm meeting with new clients, we talk about what's going on. And if they're struggling with, I can't get anything done, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated. Sometimes it's because they're stuck in the athleisure wear or leggings or casual clothes. And I have a challenge. It's a no legging challenge. You have to get up and get dressed and put on real clothes. You laugh, but it's like we all
Yeah,
know we can
I
relate,
know.
right?
Yeah.
And or we're wearing the joggers on the bottom half, and so it's about just trying that new shift and seeing how that plays out. Even though you have nowhere to go, you're not leaving the house, and 100% of the time, people tell me, "Oh my gosh, I got so much more done. I felt so much more. I felt better about myself. I got so much more productive. Just little things. And so I'm really passionate about that because so often, especially women, I work with men, but most of my clients are women in business. We do everything for everyone else. We're nurturers by nature, most of us, and so we will spend money and time on our partners, our spouses, our kids, our parents, our elder, everybody, and then it's like I need time to go buy a new bra. And it's like, oh, well, I'll get to and it's just, we have to put ourselves on the list. And it's the put the mask on first, but it's hard. It's really hard. And so I'm very passionate about helping women find their voice and their confidence.
Yeah. And I love how you said it was like authentic. So you're not just putting on a new wardrobe like a costume, you're putting on something
Right.
that's truly you.
Yes. You have to figure what that looks like. And you help lawyers. And so for a lot of women attorneys feel like they have to fit in the box of the black suit, the navy suit, the charcoal suit, right? But in today's world, I really believe that find what works for you. Okay, it could be a suit, I get that, but why not maroon or magenta or purple or like I get that if you're going to court, there's certain rules but you have to find pieces that make you stand out. I mean, if you're an entrepreneur, even if you are in a larger corporate setting, you have to answer the question, why you? What makes you special? And then once you do that, how are people going to remember you? And there's so many different things that play, my glasses,
Hmm.
jewelry, ties, socks, black. I mean, it's just so many different things and ways that you can differentiate yourself and make yourself more memorable. And when you show up in the box wearing the black, the brown, the navy, you blend in with everybody else and it becomes really more challenging for people to remember you.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very true. I remember when I used to go to court, I would wear a brooch or something that I felt
Right.
really connected with. And the very first time I had to go to court, I picked out some herringbone shoes. And yes, the judge is never going to see my shoes. However, I knew what shoes
Right.
I was wearing, and I was quite proud of them.
Absolutely. Right. It's just those little things that can make a huge difference. And it's a conversation starter too, right? A lot of people I work with are either in law, accounting, or finance, and sometimes they're introverts, right? You wouldn't think they were, but they are. And so just a simple thing of wearing a different piece of jewelry, like a great example, I spoke for the Dallas Women Lawyers Association, and the first time I spoke, it was all women attorneys, and there was this group around this one woman, and I was like, who is this person, right? So I wanted to find out, why are all these women surrounding this woman? Well, she had a brooch on, and apparently she had a collection of over two or 300 of them. I was aghast, right? But they all wanted to know what pin she was wearing for the day. And she was a collector. That was her thing. She would go to vintage places or wherever she found them. But everyone in that room knew who she was. And they were all wanted to know what pin she was wearing. So that's a great way to be memorable, thought of. That means not only when they leave are they still thinking about her when they see some type of specialty jewelry or brooch, but it keeps her top of mind. And I just thought it was brilliant. And I use that example all the time because it's small things that can make the biggest difference.
Yeah, sounds like branding before branding was a common word.
Right. Exactly. Right. And it's so simple, it just can make all the difference in the world.
I love it. I love it. Well, I really appreciate you being here, Elisa. I'm so glad that we got to meet and that we got to put this together. So how do our listeners find you?
Sure. They can find me on my website, which is turnkeystyle.com. You can find me at LinkedIn, Elisa Ellis, or on Instagram, I am Stylish Curvy Girl.
Thank you very much. And again, I'm Daya Naef, your host of the Success Partner podcast. And until next time.